Here is a psychological fact that civilized society is terrified to admit, and one that you are likely not ready to hear. If you feel paralyzed by life, if you struggle to claim your territory, or if you feel a constant, crushing anxiety when you try to leave your comfort zone, it is not because you have an anxiety disorder, and it is not because you are just an introvert. It is because, psychologically speaking, you have never left the womb. Most men walk through life thinking they are independent adults, simply because they pay bills and have a driver's license. They look in the mirror and see a man, but their nervous system is still operating on the software of a frightened child. Deep in the sub-basement of your unconscious mind, there is a force that owns you. It dictates who you date, how much money you make, and why you sabotage your own success precisely when things are going well. You feel it, don't you? That invisible ceiling, that hesitation before you speak, that overwhelming need to ask for permission before you act. You are not a free man. You are a prisoner of the oldest dynamic in human history. Carl Jung called this archetype the Devouring Mother, and when you understand what this actually means, you will finally understand why you behave the way you do. You see, the mother is not just the woman who gave birth to you. In psychology, the mother is the source of all life, comfort, and nourishment. She is the first world you ever knew. But every archetype has a shadow, and the shadow of the mother is not hate, it is suffocating love. Think of the old fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel. They find a house made of candy in the middle of a dangerous forest. It looks like salvation. It looks like love. But the old woman inside does not feed the children because she loves them. She feeds them to fatten them up so she can consume them. This is the devouring mother. She is the force that nurtures you to death. She protects you from the world, but in doing so, she cripples your ability to survive in it. She swallows your individuality. She eats your potential. She tells you that the forest is too dangerous, that the world is too cold, and that you should stay inside where it is warm. And right now, this force is likely shaping your relationships, your habits, and your paralyzing fear of failure. You are stuck in a loop of seeking safety, unaware that this safety is actually a trap. The cage is comfortable, so you don't realize you are a prisoner. But here is where the situation gets much worse. You might be thinking, "My mother was great," or "My mother wasn't around." It doesn't matter. We are talking about an internal psychological structure. You can be possessed by the devouring mother, even if you haven't seen your biological mother in 20 years. Because this force has now moved inside your own head. It has become your inner dialogue. Listen to how you talk to yourself when you face a challenge. "Don't do that. You might look stupid." "Don't approach her. She will reject you." "Don't start that business. You might lose money." You think that voice is logic or prudence. It is not. That is the mother archetype speaking through your own mouth, terrified that her child might get hurt. By listening to it, you are betraying your own masculine imperative to conquer chaos. Psychology dictates a brutal law. The unconscious goal of the weak man is regressive restoration of the persona. Part of your brain, the lizard brain, the primitive brain, does not want to struggle. It does not want to fight dragons. It wants to go back to sleep. It wants to crawl back into the womb, where it is warm, where there are no bills, no rejection, and no responsibility. Here is the painful truth. You are not stuck. You are hiding. In the modern world, we have built sophisticated technological wombs to keep us sedated. Your hesitation to start that business? That's the womb. Your addiction to video games and artificial dopamine? That is a digital womb. It gives you the feeling of achievement, leveling up, winning battles, earning points, without any of the actual risk or pain of the real world. Your inability to leave a toxic relationship? That is you clinging to the mother, terrified of the cold reality of being alone. You are trading your masculinity for a false sense of security. You are voluntarily walking into the dragon's mouth because it feels like a warm hug. And here is the thing that nobody wants to admit about this dynamic. It feels good. Being devoured doesn't feel like pain. At first, it feels like bliss. It feels like being taken care of. Surrendering responsibility feels like a weight lifted off your shoulders. And that is exactly why it is the most dangerous trap in the male experience. It is a slow-acting poison that tastes like honey. Let's dissect this using analytical psychology. Why does your brain do this? It is called the drag of the unconscious. Jung explained that consciousness, the act of being awake, alert, and responsible, is a very recent evolutionary achievement. It is fragile. It is exhausting. The natural state of the psyche is unconsciousness. It is easier to be a child than a man. The devouring mother archetype preys on this laziness. When you were a child, your survival depended on being good. If you were compliant, you were fed. If you were quiet, you were loved. You learned a transactional morality. If I am harmless, I will be safe. Now, look at your adult life and your relationships. You are the nice guy. You avoid conflict at work because your brain screams that conflict equals abandonment. You create what psychologists call a covert contract. You think, if I hide my needs and do everything she wants, she must love me. But when she doesn't, because women are not attracted to obedient children, you don't just get sad. You get furious. You become passive-aggressive. This is the nice guy turning into the monster. You seek women who dominate you, or women you have to save, simply to recreate this childhood dynamic. If you act like a child, she is forced to act like a mother. And the moment she becomes your mother, sexual polarity dies. You are trapped in the Puer Aeternus cycle, the eternal child. The puer flies high in his imagination, planning great things, dreaming of the future. But he never touches the ground. Because to touch the ground means to work. To touch the ground means to suffer. And the mother has taught you that you should never, ever suffer. If this triggered you, good. That means the armor of your denial is cracking. That means you needed to hear this. This creates a neurotic split. On the surface, you are a calm, nice, agreeable man. But deep down, you are resentful. You are bitter. You hate the world because it doesn't treat you like the special prince your mother told you you were. You feel entitled to success without the sacrifice. This is the poison. The good mother prepares you to leave. The devouring mother breaks your legs so you stay forever.
And right now, many of you are trying to run a marathon with broken legs, wondering why you can't keep up. Here is the truth you have avoided looking in the eye for years. No one is coming to save you. The world does not care about your potential. The world only cares about your competence. Your potential is just a story you tell yourself to feel better about being a coward. So, how do we break the spell? How do you escape the devouring mother? You must commit an act of extreme psychological force. You must perform what Jungians call the hero's fight with the dragon. Step 1. Destroy the hope of rescue. Accept viscerally that you are alone. Burn the mental safety nets. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is a myth created to keep you passive.
You must realize that if you do not act, you will decay. Step 2. Embrace voluntary suffering. The mother wants you comfortable. Therefore, the cure is discomfort. Do the things that scare you. Go to the gym. Why? Not just for vanity, but because gravity is the ultimate reality check. The iron doesn't care if you are tired. The iron doesn't care if you had a bad day. It crushes you unless you become stronger. You need to reteach your nervous system that pain does not mean death. Pain is the signal that you are expanding. Step 3. The power of no. The good boy says yes to keep the peace. The man says no to protect his boundaries. Start saying no to people without offering an excuse. When you explain why you are saying no, you are still seeking approval. You are asking for permission to have boundaries. Stop it. Just say no. Sit in the awkward silence. That tension you feel? That is the umbilical cord stretching. Every time you refuse to submit to comfort, you cut one strand of that cord. There is an ancient proverb: the child must perish for the man to be born. You have been a child long enough. The nursery is closed. The world is on fire, and it needs men who can hold the line. Stop looking for a mother. Start looking for your sword. Subscribe. Join the order. We are just getting started. Can still go.